episode 2, ProudlyMale Podcast. Here we go. A few announcements. Number 1, I think the audio is going to be terrible on this one. I don't have my little microphone with me right now. Unfortunately, I've got you guys on the box that my Xbox came in, and you're sitting on a Lysol cleaning bottle right now, keeping that real. So what we're doing currently is playing a video game. I got Assassin's Creed 1. I went back to basics on the big screen over here. So if you see, here's some little clicks in the background. That's what that is. If you hear some Assassin's Creed 1 audio, that's hopefully I won't get taken down from the YouTubes. A lot to unpack in this episode, so it's probably going to be a longer one. I don't know how long my phone can record for, but we're going to test the limits today. Lots to unpack, which is why I've got the video game running, because I think pretty good when I'm running a video game that I've played hundreds of times. I've beat the game several times, so that's kind of why I decided to do that. My brain has about 1 billion thoughts that it goes through, and sometimes playing the game can make it to where I can actually process them. Got the coffee too, Regions Cup, Regions Bank, shout out. Something's been going on with my coffee machine lately. Coffee's been trash. My coffee has been terrible lately. I'm not very sure why, but it really sucks because I am a coffee fiend. So I kind of need the coffee, and it sucks because I've been having to spend a little bit on it. Which brings us to our first topic. I have been watching the Caleb Hammer financial audit show a lot lately, like episode after episode after episode after episode, and I just want to bring a few things to everybody's attention. Is number 1, I think he's doing God work out here, literally. I think what he is doing is incredible for a plethora of reasons, and that's what I'm here to unpack, because nobody understands their finances like they should, and when someone tries to help them with it, everyone gets mad. I know this for a reason. I know this for a very specific reason, because I'm in the finance industry. So I wanted to, for one, I'm trying to use him a little bit for clickbait to get a few more views on this video than the last one did. Shout out, my last video, it only got 4 views, but it kind of sucked, I'm not gonna lie. I made it in a little, I don't even know why I made that video, but it is what it is. You gotta start out somewhere, dude. You gotta start somewhere, which is also brings me to a second point. Film yourself, bro. Come on, do some stuff. But anyway, basically, if you don't know, Caleb Hammer's show, you sign up to be on it. He brings you in for a financial audit of your entire financial situation, what your spending is, how bad your debt is, how bad your spending habits are, what you spend your money on, all kinds of cool things. I actually really like the show, and I think it's an incredible thing that everybody should watch. It's actually helping me in my own career field, which is actually very cool. If I ever got the chance to speak to Caleb, that would be kind of cool, because he has helped me kind of understand like what people's mindsets are when it comes to their banking and their finances, and that's my entire career field. So that's been pretty cool. Shout out. Thank you, Caleb. There's a plug there for you. Everybody should go watch this show, in my opinion. It'll give you a very real idea of how most people think, and I think that's very valuable, is to know how people think, especially if you're in any kind of career field where you directly deal with the consumer. first thing I would say to anybody, just based off of this show. Come on, kitty. I'm going to invite the cat up here. Plug Jerome. What's happening? Shut up. I think they just had a little... I don't know what it was just doing, but anyway. No, seriously, on a real note. People get themselves in these massive situations and they don't take responsibility for them. And I think that's a very bad thing. You should absolutely, if you get yourself into something, 100% you should take responsibility for it. You shouldn't expect the entire world to bow down for you and, you know, help you get out of debt and stop living with your parents and whatever it is. So the first thing I always see on his show is he brings someone on, starts telling them what's wrong with their situation, and they immediately go to defending it. I needed this, I needed that, I wanted this, I wanted that. And then I love it because Caleb then goes on to freaking just tear him a new one, aka he cusses at him freaking. I'm not gonna say what he says because I don't want my show to be about that and to sound like that. But it's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome how he is shameless in tearing people a new one. I personally think it's a good reality check. I think it's what they need. And even then, these people still don't listen. They still think everything's fine. Everything's okay. You know, we're all good. Everything's happy. We're not $60,000 in debt at 20% interest. No, we're good. Unbelievable. So first off, take responsibility. Second is when you go into the bank to set up an account, actually listen to what your banker's telling you, because we actually are there to help you and to take care of you. We're going to get you set up on a checking account that doesn't have any fees. We're going to get you set up on a savings account that piggybacks off that checking account. Then we're going to get you set up on a credit card, third thing. We're going to build your credit responsibly, and we're going to make sure that you're doing it the right way. And then at that point, we can look at higher interest accounts. We can look at financial advisor referrals. The things that we can offer as bankers are endless, and people should be taking advantage of their banking relationship way more. Way more, actually. People did not do it enough, in my opinion. Excuse me. Sorry, getting into a fight here. This is why I decided to do the podcast scenario, because I could never edit my own self. That would be a mess. Editing myself in a video would be retarded, and I don't want to do it at all. I've also been watching a crap ton of MSSP, Matt and Shane Secret podcast, and I really just like the way they get on there and talk. There's literally no point in trying to be good on a video camera and whatever. I just want to sit here and film myself and talk. That's really what I want to do, and that's currently what I'm doing right now. So one, being responsible for your finances and what you get yourself into. Number two is being in a banking relationship where you actually know that your banker is working for you and doing the right thing for you, and not just sleeping on their advice. Sorry, just checking in. Again, we're here to take care of you, and we're good at our job. We're not going to mess you over. We're not going to screw you over. So those are my first two things. Third thing is it's really not actually that hard to manage your debt and your finances as long as from one you have one primary bank and you branch out from there. So for example, I have one primary bank where I do my main banking from. I have checking, savings, investments, and credit through them. And then I don't currently have this, but I'm looking at getting a line of credit and another credit card through another bank or another credit institution. So as much as people will get on and complain about not being able to manage their finances or whatever, it's not actually that hard as long as you have one primary. I mean, I have like investment accounts and whatever kind of situation, but I have money markets that aren't with my primary bank. But that does not mean that's not where my primary banking gets done, aka my bills and stuff. They don't go through that account. It's very easy to run your bills and everything and see what your spending is when you use one bank. I'll tell you, my spending right now is all in actually less than half of what I make per month. And I do not live with my parents. I will say I have been very blessed when it comes to my bills and what I pay. My place, rent is very cheap, and I do make good money for being 22 years old. So I don't actually even spend half of what I make, which is incredible that I can put up 50% of my income per month. Now, over the last 2 or 3 months, I've been getting settled into my apartment, aka buying the couch and the bed and the this and that, but I didn't do it all at once, aka I have been spending essentially what I've made every month. Like I have put away, finally I got to put away a full paycheck just this time. And then the next one that comes out, it'll be half of that one will come out. And so I finally though got to put away the full paycheck that I just most recently made. But also, can I just say, freaking AC1 ahead of its time at all? Like, this game is incredible. The new one's absolutely trash. I hate them. Assassin's Creed Origins was good, but that's like the most recent one that I like. I really do want to play Valhalla, but now I'm kind of like, is it going to be just as bad as Odyssey? Like, I'm a huge Vikings, like not the football team Vikings, but I'm a huge Viking, like a history of Vikings fan, because look at me. I mean, my hair's got product in it, so it looks dark, but I'm blonde and blue-eyed, 6'2", so like I'm pretty Viking looking, so I like to know the history of the Vikings, which I want to play really bad, but I'm like, is it going to be as bad as Assassin's Creed Odyssey? But back to it, when you use just one bank for your primary stuff, it's very easy to manage it, because your primary bank, even though we might not want to admit it, they track all of your stuff, they know your bills, and they can put it into a very palatable situation for you to look at exactly how much you spend per month. I actually think that for the next one, I am going to do a financial audit on my own self using the Caleb Hammer stuff, because I would think it'd be super interesting, so you guys take along for that. But use a primary bank, but something I have learned. Okay, so we're going to the next step. So be responsible for your own stuff. Have a banking relationship. Use a primary bank, but don't be afraid to branch out. And I'll tell you why. I have very good credit. I only have one credit card. I'm not really comfortable sharing with who at all right now, because I just don't want to, personally. And so I have super good credit, like not quite 800, but almost, which I'm freaking it's pretty tight. Having almost that 800 credit score is tight. But I recently found out, because I was trying to get a secondary credit card, that they were only reporting to one of the 3 bureaus. So even though I have outstanding credit and I have very good credit history, it's only about a year's worth of, well, actually not even a year's worth, about 6 months of credit history, maybe. Because I'm very new to credit. Once I got into the banking industry, I started getting into credit, which I'm in my 2nd year of banking now, so yeah. But you need to branch out from your primary bank, because if you use one, let's say Chase, right? That's not who I use, but I'm thinking, hey, if they have a good credit card, I'll go through Chase. Let's say you use Chase for all of your primary stuff, they might not be reporting it to everybody. So if you need to go get an auto loan and you have an 800 credit score through Chase, they might not be reporting it to everybody. So you go to apply for that 800, or you go to apply for that auto loan, they might not see that 800. It might be something different. Yeah. So if I was primary through Bank of America, or primary through Chase, or primary through, I don't know, Capital One, they might not be reporting it to everybody that what your credit history is. So, with that being said, what I would suggest is have a primary bank, have 2 checking accounts and a savings account. Keep about $5,000 in that savings account. Keep enough in your checking, in one of the checkings, to link to all your bills, rent, utilities, car, whatever it may be. Maybe keep about $2,000 a month in there religiously. And then a secondary checking account with maybe $200 on it. Alternate your everyday spending between that debit card and your credit card, any of the credit cards that you have. And then as much as you can put in a high yield savings account. Little plug here. Open Bank by Santander has a I'll just tell you what mine is, 4.2 right now % interest on my savings account yield. Yeah, I'm racking up the money in that sucker, because with the volatility of the market, you might not make that much. And with the balances that I keep in my accounts, I will stand to make a good portion of money. So I'm racking up the money right now in my high yield. So 2 checking, 2 checking, 1 saving with just like any bank. It's only going to pay like 0.01% interest, but 2 checking, 1 saving that has just some BS interest on it, and then obviously an investment account. Be contributing to that most likely through your job. Only use Roth, and then a high yield account. Some of the banks that I've seen, I don't like. For example, Bank of America, I don't think offers a high yield. They would just probably refer you off to one of their financial advisors, and you may or may not stand to make anything from them, honestly. I can't speak for whether you would, because I'm not a licensed advisor yet. And it would be good to be in the market probably for diversification. But again, using several different accounts to make the most amount of money is optimal. even if you don't have a ton put back. Me personally, being 22 years old, I've been incredibly blessed. I do have a large portion of money saved away. And to some that may or may not be actually a big amount, but for me, it's a big amount. So I have the freedom to put money wherever I want it with like 5 different accounts. Main thing being that you want to use one bank for your primary banking and then another bank for lines of credit, and do several lines of credit through several different banks. Do a freaking secured loan where you put $500 to it, put 500 to it, take 500 out, put it in your account, and make the payment for 6 months. That's how that crap works. It's not even hard at all. But people don't know these things because nobody's told them. And I understand, because I didn't know either. That's my little tidbit for today, right now, on finances. This is not a financial podcast yet, but it's an important aspect of people's lives, and it's an important thing as being an absolute testosterone-filled proudly male, right? Is to have your finances in one sock and be able to actually know how to manage it and being a man about it. Let me turn this down a little bit. Sorry, guys. So that's just one aspect. I know last week we talked about, or it's been, I think, 3 weeks now. 3 weeks on Wednesday. I have no uploading schedule right now, which is dumb. I'm going to try and just set this one to upload on Tuesday. Every 3 weeks, upload a video, which is actually not enough. I'm going to try and upload this one probably today, and then upload another one on Tuesday, and get back onto the Tuesday schedule. So stay tuned for that. But last time we talked about our speech patterns, using the word filling in the voids, speaking too fast. It's dumb. It's terrible. People can tell when you're intimidated by that. Or people can tell when you're intimidated. People can tell by the way that you talk that you're intimidated. So, last week we spoke on that. This week we're talking about making sure your stuff is in order, making sure your finances are, you're taking care of them responsibly. Go on and watch Graham Stephan. Go on and watch Dave Ramsey. And I know Dave Ramsey gets a lot of flack, especially here lately. With him stepping kind of down and everything, but those guys are millionaires for a reason, because they started in the slops and they started digging themselves out. I didn't start in the slops, but I will say this. I certainly started from no knowledge and have built up a lot of knowledge on this subject, because I've had to for my job, and I don't want to be broke and full of debt. Ever. So, it's not hard to find the knowledge, honestly. You just have to know where to look. YouTube is a freaking wealth of knowledge. Huge, bro. It's huge. Absolutely insane how much you can find on internet, on YouTube. Honestly, ChatGPT, another huge one. I tried ChatGPT for the credit situation. It's how I figured out all banks don't report all through credit bureaus. Is how I found that out through ChatGPT. But use them, figure out what's good, figure out what's going on, figure out they can compare credit cards, compare banks and everything for what you need to do. It's pretty impressive, really. Love my chat. I don't pay for ChatGPT. I just use the free version because I need to find a video thing that can make AI videos. ChatGPT keeps letting me down though. I really want to pay for it right now. Now I'm getting 4 views a video. With 2,200 subscribers, I'm getting 4 views because I'm an idiot. But whatever. We're gonna get it brought up for sure. Yeah. Let's get off the finance subject because that's just one aspect of something new that I've been on. Let's head on over to the fitness side of the ProudlyMale Podcast. Got a weight bench in my apartment, which is fire. I have never worked out so much in my life. Honestly, I can honestly say that. I'm just a skinny little dude, obviously. But I can say that I have been using my bench every day, morning and night sometimes, which is actually incredible because I was about to pay, there's an Anytime Fitness and a Planet Fitness where I live, and I was about to go in and pay just the minimum. Well, I don't know. I think Anytime Fitness is a lot more expensive because they're open to 24 hours with the little key tag or whatever. I think they're like 30 or 40 bucks a month, which is kind of insane in my opinion. I probably would never pay that much for a gym at my like level of fitness, if you will. But I was talking to my dad and I was like, yo, what brand, like, do you like your brand of bench that you got? He just has like a weight bench and then free weights. And it's got like a little dip, two little dip, little handles where you can do dips on it, you know? And he was like, yeah, I freaking love it. And I was like, well, what brand is it? I'll be danged if he's like, I'm actually moving out of the apartment I'm in. And he was like, just take this one off my hands, please get it out of my apartment. I kind of felt bad doing that, but at the same time, I was like, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna, if he's willing to give something to me, dude, for free? Are you kidding me? I'm 22 living in an apartment on decent income, but not anything crazy. Like, absolutely, I'll take that off your hands. And so, got the weight bench for free. It came with 2 25 plates so 2 25 plates, 2 15 plates, and 2 10s. So what is that? 58, it's 100 pounds. I think that's right. 25s or 50. Yeah. And then the bar, it's just a cheapy little bar, so it doesn't actually weigh. I mean, it weighs something obviously because it's mass and mass has to weigh something, but it doesn't weigh enough to actually, like, 45 kind of situation. But that's been huge for me. I mean, I've only got it last week on like Saturday or something, so I've only had it in my apartment for about a week. But it's still using it every day. I'm doing right now, my little regiment is 3 sets of bench press, and then I don't have any free weights right now. He did have some, but he was like, I need to keep these for something to do, which I completely understand, and I think he had 20s and 25s maybe, but they were just old ones that he had or whatever, so I didn't actually take those from him. I figured he would need to have something, so I just took the weight bench and all the plates that go with it, but it's actually been really nice. I've been spending a little bit and really budgeting down, so I've only been using the dip portion of it, the bench press, and then I use the bar for curls, and then I use the bar for deadlifts, and then I use the bar for like squats and RDLs, which is and like I can do like what is the one with the single leg Bulgarian, I think, squats, split squats or whatever it is, split squats. So that's what I'm doing. And then I can do rows. I do rows as well, and then hammer curls with just the plates. So if you freaking don't go to the gym and you don't lift any weights, F you, because you